Imagine for a moment that you are surrounded by absolute darkness. The air around you freezes, your breath becomes visible, and a sense of despair begins to consume every happy thought you've ever had. The Dementors are approaching. But then, from the depths of your soul, emerges a silver shining light, a pure manifestation of your truest essence, your happiest moments condensed into magical form. This is the Patronus, and today we will explore every known form of this extraordinary spell and discover what each one reveals about the soul of the one who conjures it. Get ready, because this journey through the world of Patronuses will reveal deep secrets about some of the greatest witches and wizards who ever lived. Before we dive into all this magic, I need a favor from you. If you're enjoying this in-depth content about the magical universe, subscribe to the channel now to help us bring more magical videos like this one. And tell me here in the comments which city you're watching this video from. I want to know where the true Harry Potter fans are scattered around the world. This interaction makes all the difference for the channel to grow and continue bringing quality content to you. Let's begin our journey with the most iconic Patronus of all. The stag is the Patronus of both Harry Potter and his father, James Potter. This majestic animal symbolizes nobility, strength, and deeply protective instincts. In folklore, the stag is often considered the king of the forest, a guardian figure who reigns over his territory with dignity and power. This perfectly aligns with James's animagus form, which was also a stag, and with Harry's constant desire to protect others, especially his friends and loved ones. The presence of the stag as Harry's Patronus also underscores his deep spiritual connection with his father, a bond that transcends even death. When Harry successfully conjured his first corporeal Patronus at 13 years of age, it took the form of a stag, unconsciously mirroring James. This moment was revolutionary, not only because of his young age, but because of the emotional significance behind it. Harry initially believed he had seen his father across the lake, saving him and Sirius from the Dementors. But the truth was even more powerful. He had saved himself, channeling the strength and love his father had left as a legacy. The stag's antlers, which regenerate annually, also carry important symbolism of renewal and resilience, qualities Harry demonstrated repeatedly throughout his journey against Voldemort. Now let's move to one of the most touching and emotionally charged Patronuses in the series. The doe is the Patronus of Lily Potter and later of Severus Snape. A doe is graceful, gentle, and deeply associated with devotion and love. For Lily, the doe likely reflected her nurturing spirit and inner calm, characteristics that defined her as a person and as a mother. For Snape, whose Patronus assumed the same form, the doe symbolized his unwavering and eternal love for Lily, a feeling that not even decades of separation nor her death could erase. In magical terms, this is extremely rare and significant. A Patronus normally reflects the traits of the conjurer themselves, their personal characteristics and inner essence. But Snape's Patronus reflected a person he loved, not himself. This is the clearest example in canon of a Patronus representing emotional loyalty rather than personality. When Dumbledore saw Snape's doe Patronus for the first time, he immediately understood the depth of Snape's enduring feelings. It was a moment of revelation, where years of disguise and apparent wickedness were unmasked by a single magical manifestation of true love. Snape's doe proves that the Patronus does not lie. It is incapable of falsehood because it emerges from the deepest truth of the soul. We'll now move to the otter, Hermione Granger's Patronus. Otters are intelligent, agile and playful creatures, known for their adaptability and problem-solving abilities. They are also strongly connected to water, symbolizing emotional depth and adaptability in difficult situations. The choice of an otter aligns perfectly with Hermione's intellectual strength, strategic thinking, and underlying warmth that is often overshadowed by her practical, study-focused nature. In the natural world, otters are among the few species known to use tools, utilizing stones to break shells, which suggests intelligence and problem-solving, both central characteristics of Hermione. She's not only academically brilliant, but also possesses a remarkable ability to apply knowledge in practical situations, saving Harry and Ron countless times with her preparation and quick thinking. Additionally, the otter is J.K. Rowling's favorite animal, making it an appropriate tribute to one of the series' most beloved characters. Hermione repeatedly demonstrated that intelligence combined with courage and compassion can be one of the most powerful forces in the magical world. Ron Weasley's Patronus is a Jack Russell Terrier, and this choice says a lot about who Ron truly is beneath his insecurities. This breed is known for its unwavering loyalty, boldness, and endless energy. Although small in size, Jack Russells are fearless and often act as if they were much larger than they really are, a characteristic that perfectly mirrors Ron. He is brave, loyal, and frequently faces threats even when feeling insecure or at a disadvantage, whether confronting giant spiders that terrify him or standing by Harry's side when the entire magical world turns against him. Another interesting and even amusing detail is that Jack Russells are known for chasing otters, subtly mirroring Ron's romantic pursuit of Hermione, whose Patronus is an otter. This small connection shows how even Patronuses can reflect relationships and dynamics between characters. The terrier emphasizes his fierce loyalty, especially as a member of the trio who consistently returns to fight alongside Harry in the face of danger. Even after moments of doubt and distance, Ron may question himself, but when it matters, he's always there. Luna Lovegood possesses a hare Patronus, a creature associated with intuition, agility, and a deep connection with nature. In mythology, hares are often linked to the moon, aligning perfectly with Luna's name and her ethereal, unique personality. The hare represents her silent strength, nonconformity, and resilience in the face of the mockery and isolation she frequently faced at Hogwarts. Hares are also solitary and swift, mirroring Luna's independence and her ability to thrive despite the social isolation many students imposed on her. What is particularly interesting about Luna's Patronus is that it doesn't reveal a hidden personality. Instead, it confirms Luna's complete alignment with her true self. She doesn't wear masks, doesn't pretend to be someone she's not. This direct reflection is rare in the magical world and suggests a deep harmony between Luna's external behavior and her inner identity. She is genuinely herself at all times, an admirable quality that few possess. Ginny Weasley conjures a horse as her Patronus, a powerful symbol of freedom, strength, and nobility. Horses are powerful yet controlled creatures, often associated with courage and independence. For Ginny, this Patronus reflects her bold personality, self-confidence, and emotional maturity that she developed since her traumatic experiences with Tom Riddle's diary in her first year. She demonstrates natural leadership, fights with determination, and doesn't hesitate to defend what she believes in, whether in Dumbledore's army or on the battlefield. The horse also suggests a deeply rooted spirit of adventure and an instinct to protect others while remaining true to herself. Ginny evolved from a shy, infatuated girl into a powerful and confident witch, and her Patronus reflects this transformation. She is no longer the little sister who needs protection. She is a warrior in her own right, capable of riding alongside the best of them. One of the rarest and most powerful Patronuses known belongs to Albus Dumbledore, and appropriately, it is a phoenix. The phoenix symbolizes rebirth, immortality, and unwavering hope. It is a magical creature capable of regenerating from its own ashes, and in mythology, it often represents endurance through suffering. This aligns perfectly with Dumbledore's personal history, which includes deep regret over his past with Grindelwald, redemption through decades of service to the greater good, and a lifelong commitment to defeating the forces of darkness. His strong bond with his own pet phoenix, Fawkes, further reinforces this connection. The phoenix as a Patronus not only reflects Dumbledore's magical power and wisdom, but also his belief in second chances and transformation. Dumbledore lived many lives in one, each emerging from the ashes of the previous one, wiser and more determined to do what was right, not what was easy. The Phoenix is the only Patronus that could truly capture the essence of someone so complex and powerful. Remus Lupin possesses a wolf Patronus, a form laden with personal meaning and pain. Unlike a werewolf, the standard wolf represents loyalty, pack protection, and instinctive intelligence. Wolves live and hunt in packs and value community, which reflects Lupin's fierce devotion to his friends, the Marauders. However, he often conjured a non-corporeal Patronus to avoid revealing it, as he associated wolves with his werewolf condition, something he deeply despised and that caused him constant shame. Later, Nymphadora Tonks's Patronus also transformed into a wolf after falling in love with Lupin. This is an extremely rare magical occurrence that signals a deep and transformative emotional bond. Her Patronus changed form to mirror the one she loved, demonstrating that true love can literally alter a person's very magical essence. This transformation cost Tonks, as she had to convince Lupin that he was worthy of love, despite his own insecurities about his condition and age. Nymphadora Tonks's original Patronus was a hare, a swift and intelligent animal from the hare family. Hares are known for their speed and agility, and symbolically represent adaptability and joy of living. This perfectly matched Tonks's spirited and unorthodox personality and her role as a metamorph magus, who constantly defied expectations, changing her appearance at will. Her hair reflected her energetic and quirky nature, always bringing lightness and color to the darkest environments. However, after falling in love with Lupin, her Patronus permanently transformed into a wolf, signifying her deep emotional connection with him. Such transformations in Patronus form are highly uncommon and normally only happen in cases of deep love or devastating personal loss. Tonks's Patronus demonstrates that our magical essence is not fixed. It can evolve and change based on the deepest connections we make with other people. Minerva McGonagall possesses a silver tabby cat Patronus, the same as her animagus form. Cats are symbols of independence, intelligence, and sharp observation. The tabby, with its sharp instincts and calm authority, reflects McGonagall's disciplined and no-nonsense leadership at Hogwarts. She commands respect, not through intimidation, but through absolute competence and unwavering integrity. Her Patronus appears with distinct markings, resembling glasses around the eyes, matching her own appearance when in human form. Cats are also stealthy and protective of their territory, paralleling her fierce loyalty to her students and the school. It's interesting to note that Dolores Umbridge also produces a cat Patronus, though in her case it reveals a more superficial connection, reflecting her aesthetic affection for kittens rather than any noble quality. Despite her darker and crueler tendencies, Umbridge's ability to conjure a corporeal Patronus demonstrates how powerful self-righteousness can fuel the spell, even when the person is not genuinely good. Aberforth Dumbledore, Albus's younger and often forgotten brother, possesses a goat Patronus. Goats symbolize stubbornness, endurance, and a practical, grounded nature. Aberforth's connection with goats is well known in the magical world. He kept them in his tavern and even got into legal trouble involving inappropriate magical experimentation with them. His Patronus reflects both his straightforward personality and his preference for simplicity over sophistication, a direct contrast to his more famous brother. During the Battle of Hogwarts, he used his goat Patronus to deceive the Death Eaters, making them believe they had seen Harry's stag. This clever maneuver highlighted both his loyalty and his ability to act decisively under pressure, despite living in his brother's shadow for decades. Aberforth may not have Albus's grandeur, but he possesses a strength of his own, grounded in reality and survival. Kingsley Shacklebolt conjures a lynx Patronus, a large wild cat known for its sharp senses, agility, and silent strength. Lynxes are elusive and vigilant, symbolizing watchfulness and strategic intelligence. Kingsley, as an aura and member of the Order of the Phoenix, was a highly perceptive and calm strategist, capable of keeping a cool head in the most tense situations. His Patronus once delivered a verbal message at Bill and Fleur's wedding, a magical feat that combines protective strength with communication, demonstrating Kingsley's composed authority and magical control. The silent ferocity and grace of the lynx mirror Kingsley's leadership style and his strong moral compass. He eventually became temporary Minister of Magic, a position he held with the dignity and competence his Patronus suggested. Arthur Weasley possesses a weasel Patronus, a choice that at first glance may seem humble, but carries deep significance. Weasels are quick, intelligent, and often underestimated. In folklore, they represent stealth and resourcefulness. This suits Arthur, who often plays the role of silent observer in the background, but consistently demonstrates wisdom, adaptability, and moral strength when necessary. Despite his fascination with Muggle objects and his calm, friendly demeanor, Arthur is fiercely protective of his family. The weasel Patronus can also serve as a humorous reflection of his surname Weasley, but it remains an appropriate emblem of his intelligence, tenacity, and ability to act decisively when necessary, as seen when he sends his Patronus as a messenger during the Second Wizarding War. Arthur may work in an undervalued department of the Ministry, but his true worth lies in his unwavering character. Cho Chang conjures a swan Patronus, and this choice carries deep emotional significance. Swans symbolize beauty, grace, loyalty, and emotional depth. In many cultures, swans are associated with lifelong partnerships and melancholic elegance. Cho, who experienced significant personal loss with Cedric Diggory's death, demonstrates both emotional sensitivity and strength throughout the series, even when misunderstood by others. Her swan Patronus reflects her romantic nature, composure, and resilience in the face of grief. Swans are also known to be fiercely protective when threatened, suggesting an inner core of strength beneath her gentle exterior appearance. Cho was one of the few students in Dumbledore's army who managed to produce a complete corporeal Patronus at a young age, demonstrating her considerable magical ability despite her emotional struggles. Seamus Finnegan possesses a fox Patronus, an interesting choice for someone often portrayed as impulsive. Foxes are intelligent, adaptable, and often associated with clever problem-solving and strategic thinking. Although Seamus is portrayed as impulsive and occasionally accident-prone, especially in his early years at Hogwarts, his fox Patronus suggests deeper survival instincts and cunning that he eventually learns to channel. Foxes are known for thriving in unpredictable environments, which mirrors Seamus's growth during the series. By the time of the Battle of Hogwarts, he emerges as a capable and brave fighter, demonstrating that he had overcome his initial immaturity. The Fox Patronus represents his ability to overcome early immaturity and channel his energy into focused resistance against the Death Eaters. Ernie Macmillan conjures a boar Patronus, a form that reflects unwavering courage. Boars represent strength, fearlessness, and absolute determination. In folklore and heraldry, the boar is a symbol of inflexible courage, especially in the face of overwhelming odds. This aligns with Ernie's behavior during the Battle of Hogwarts, where he insists on staying to fight despite the danger. Although often portrayed as pompous or overly formal during his school years, Ernie's decision to hold his ground reveals the bravery and honor beneath his superficial attitude. The boar Patronus underscores his loyalty and the inner strength he displays when it truly matters. He doesn't run when things get difficult. He plants himself firmly and fights. Fred and George Weasley both possessed magpie Patronuses, and this duplication is significant. According to J.K. Rowling, the magpie is a bold social bird associated with mischief, intelligence, and communication. In British folklore, magpies are also linked to luck and superstition, as in the children's rhyme, 1 for sorrow, 2 for joy. The twin Patronuses reflect their inseparable bond, shared humor and talent for creative intelligence. Magpies are also known to be collectors and mimics, echoing the twins' love for creating magical jokes and inventions for their shop. Their shared Patronus form symbolizes not only their unity as brothers, but their shared worldview as innovators and pranksters. They thought as one, acted as one, and their Patronuses reflected this perfect synergy. The legendary wizard Elias's Patronus was a mouse, and this story became legendary in the magical world. Despite its small size, this Patronus was said to have driven away an entire army of Dementors. Mice symbolize silent resilience, intelligence, and strategic thinking. Although small and seemingly insignificant, the mouse is capable of great feats when underestimated. This story emphasizes that the power of a Patronus does not lie in its form, but in the emotional strength of the conjurer. Elias's mouse. Patronus became a symbol of inner courage and the idea that even the humblest among us can perform heroic acts. It's not the size of the Patronus that matters, but the size of the heart that conjures it. Although not attributed to any specific character in the books, a Hippogriff Patronus was made available through the official Wizarding World quiz. The Hippogriff is a magical creature with the head of an eagle and the body of a horse, symbolizing honor, nobility, and fierce independence. In mythology and magical folklore, hippogriffs are proud and demand proper respect before allowing contact. A person with this Patronus likely values dignity and self-respect and is not easily swayed by others' opinions. The combination of eagle and horse traits implies vision, freedom, and grounded strength. It is a rare and powerful magical form that suggests someone who does not easily bow to pressure and who demands to be treated with the honor they deserve. A Thestral Patronus is an extremely rare magical form and is available through the official Pottermore Wizarding World experience. Thestrals are skeletal winged horses visible only to those who have witnessed death. They symbolize acceptance of mortality, inner strength, and clarity through trauma. A witch or wizard capable of producing a Thestral Patronus has likely endured great loss, but emerged with wisdom and emotional resilience. This Patronus may seem morbid to some, but it represents a profound understanding of life, death, and what it means to continue living. It is often seen as a mark of those who have been transformed by adversity without becoming bitter. The Thestral, as a Patronus, shows that you have looked death in the eye and chosen to continue loving, continue living, continue protecting. The Ragdoll Cat, available as a Patronus form through the Wizarding World quiz, symbolizes trust, calm, and emotional warmth. This cat breed is known for its affectionate and relaxed nature, often going completely limp when held, hence the name Ragdoll. A Ragdoll Cat Patronus reflects a person who is emotionally intelligent, nurturing, and often underestimated in their strength. Like other cat Patronuses, it indicates independence and self-sufficiency, but the Ragdoll's unique temperament adds layers of gentleness and silent loyalty. It's a less common variant that suggests a balanced personality, soft on the outside, but grounded and composed under pressure when the situation demands. The Hedgehog Patronus, available through the Wizarding World quiz, represents protection, introversion, and silent perseverance. Hedgehogs defend themselves by curling into a spiky ball, suggesting that those with this Patronus may be reserved or private, but capable of great strength when threatened. Symbolically, the hedgehog teaches the importance of boundaries and the value of small, consistent actions. It suits individuals who may not seek attention or spotlights, but remain firm in their values and protect those they care about with silent determination. The hedgehog may seem small and vulnerable, but its spines are more than enough defense against much larger threats. A dolphin Patronus signifies intelligence, joy of living, and strong social bonds. Dolphins are known for their communication skills, empathy, and protective instincts, especially regarding humans. In magical terms, this Patronus reflects a person who is emotionally connected, optimistic, and capable of deep compassion. Those with dolphin Patronuses often have uplifting energy and the ability to lead or unite others. They also exhibit high emotional awareness and respond quickly to threats or distress around them. The dolphin's agility and intuition make it a rare but effective protector in the magical world. A bat Patronus symbolizes rebirth, deep perception, and non-conformity. Bats are creatures of the night, using echolocation to navigate darkness, which metaphorically links them to people who trust their intuition and see through deception. In magical symbolism, the bat is often misunderstood, feared for its appearance, but highly intelligent and sensitive to its environment. A witch or wizard with this Patronus is likely introspective, resourceful, and unafraid to explore what others avoid. The bat Patronus often indicates someone who thrives in solitude, uses inner clarity to guide others, and can remain composed under psychological stress. They navigate darkness not because they fear it, but because they understand that light and shadow are inseparable. The Black Mamba Patronus is one of the rare serpent forms available through the Wizarding World quiz. It represents precision, speed, and silent strength. Black mambas are among the fastest and most feared snakes, known for their agility and lethal precision. A witch or wizard with this Patronus likely possesses intense focus, quick reflexes, and the ability to act decisively in high-pressure situations. It also suggests an individual who keeps their emotions guarded, relying instead on calculation and instinct. Although feared, the Black Mamba Patronus does not symbolize malice. It reflects controlled power and unwavering defense. Those with this Patronus don't strike without reason, but when they act, they do so with surgical precision. The osprey, a bird of prey that feeds on fish, represents sharp vision, adaptability, and grace under pressure. An osprey Patronus reflects a personality that thrives in uncertain environments and knows how to navigate challenges from above with clarity and foresight. In the magical world, birds of prey are often associated with mental sharpness and precise action. Ospreys also symbolize balance. They live on the edge between water and sky. A person with this Patronus is likely skilled at reading between the lines, remaining composed and diving into emotionally intense situations with confidence and purpose. They see what others miss and strike at the right moment. The dragon Patronus is one of the rarest possible forms and is only seen through the Wizarding World Patronus quiz. Dragons symbolize raw power, dominance, and indomitable will. They are magical creatures of immense strength and intelligence, often feared and revered in equal measure. A person with a dragon Patronus is likely formidable in both magical and emotional presence, unyielding in the face of adversity and capable of immense influence. This Patronus reflects a soul that is not easily intimidated, often acting as a protector through sheer force of will rather than subtlety. It also suggests deep confidence and a commanding nature. The dragon doesn't ask for permission. It takes what it needs and protects what it values with fire and fury when necessary. The badger Patronus symbolizes determination, defense, and silent courage. Badgers are known to be solitary, but incredibly tenacious when threatened. As the emblematic animal of Hufflepuff House, the badger is associated with loyalty, perseverance, and a grounded, practical nature. A witch or wizard with this Patronus is likely firm in their values, often preferring to work behind the scenes rather than seeking attention or spotlights. However, when provoked or when others are in danger, they will defend with intense and unwavering force. This Patronus reflects a person who values justice and will not back down once committed to a cause. The badger may seem docile, but underestimate it at your own risk, for its ferocity when provoked is legendary. But of course, not all magic protects. Some were designed to tear the soul apart. The Patronuses we explored today represent the best of magic, the ability to transform love, memory, and positive emotion into tangible protective force. Each form reveals something profound about who we are at our truest core, our hopes, our fears, our connections with those we love. The Patronus spell is considered by many to be the most revealing magic that exists, because unlike other magics that can be faked or forced, the Patronus emerges only from absolute emotional truth. You cannot lie to a Patronus. It shows who you truly are, not who you pretend to be. And perhaps that's why it's so difficult to conjure. It requires not only magical skill, but brutal honesty with yourself. Think of Snape, whose doe revealed decades of love kept secret. Think of Tonks, whose Patronus changed completely when she fell in love, proving that we are transformed by the people we love. Think of Harry, whose stag connected him to a father he never knew, but whose essence he carried within himself all along. These are not just beautiful forms of silver light. They are manifestations of soul, truths that cannot be hidden or denied. What would your Patronus say about you? Would it be a fierce and solitary creature like a tiger or a wolf? Would it be something small but resilient like a mouse or a hedgehog? Or would it be a rare and powerful form like a phoenix or a dragon? The beauty of the Patronus is that there is no superior or inferior form, only true forms. A mouse can drive away an army of Dementors if the heart behind it is strong enough. Size doesn't matter, form doesn't matter, only the strength of the happy memory and the love that fuels it. When Dumbledore taught Harry about Patronuses, he said the spell is one of the oldest and most powerful magics known to wizards. Dementors are creatures that feed on happiness, leaving only despair in their wake. They represent depression, trauma, and the darkness we all carry within us. The Patronus is the answer to that darkness, proof that no matter how deep the night, there is always light within us if we're willing to look for it. Many wizards never manage to conjure a corporeal Patronus in their entire lifetime. Most can only manage a silver mist, a non-corporeal form that offers some protection, but not the complete manifestation of their essence. This doesn't make them weak, just human. It's difficult to find pure happiness when Dementors are sucking out your soul. It's difficult to remember why it's worth fighting when everything seems lost. But those who succeed, those who can hold onto that one perfect memory and transform it into a living shield, these are the wizards who change the world. Harry learned the spell at 13, an extraordinarily young age. Most adult wizards cannot do what he did. But Harry had something many don't have. He had love. Not just the love he felt for his friends or for Hogwarts, but the love his mother had sealed in his blood, the love that saved him as a baby and continued saving him every day of his life. That love was his armor, his sword, his light in the darkness. And when he conjured his stag, it wasn't just his power, it was the power of everyone who ever loved him, concentrated into a beam of pure hope. Patronuses also teach us about change and constancy. Most people maintain the same Patronus form throughout their lives, a reflection of their unchanging essence. But some change, like Tonks, proving that we are defined as much by the people we love as by who we are individually. This transformation is rare because it requires a fundamental change in the core of your being, not just a superficial change of opinion or mood, but a complete rewriting of who you are at your deepest level. And then there are cases like Snape, where the Patronus doesn't reflect the conjurer, but the person he loves. This is even rarer. Dumbledore was shocked when he saw it, because it meant that Snape's love for Lily was so absolute, so consuming, that it had literally rewritten his soul. He was no longer just Severus Snape. He was the man who loved Lily Potter, and that love defined every choice he made, every risk he took, every lie he told. The doe was proof that regardless of how bitter or cruel he seemed externally, within him was an infinite well of love, unchanged by time or death. This brings us to a fundamental truth about Patronuses, and about magic in general in the Harry Potter universe. The most powerful magic doesn't come from fancy words, or powerful wands, or pure blood lineage. It comes from the heart. Lily's love saved Harry. Harry's love saved Sirius. Snape's love redeemed a lifetime of questionable choices. And the Patronus, that silver and shining manifestation of all that is good in us, is living proof that love is magic, not metaphorically, but literally. When you're standing before a Dementor, when all hope seems lost and darkness is closing around you, your Patronus is your declaration to the universe that you refuse to give up. It's you saying that, no matter what happens, you remember why it's worth fighting. You remember the faces of the people you love, the shared laughter, the perfect moments that make life worth living, and you transform that memory into armor, into weapon, into shield that no darkness can penetrate. Every form we explored today, from the humble mouse to the majestic dragon, from the gentle Saint Bernard to the fierce tiger, all of them carry this same message. You are not alone, you are loved. And as long as you remember that, as long as you hold that truth close to your heart, no darkness can truly defeat you. Your Patronus is your physical reminder that you matter, that your life has meaning, that there are people and moments and experiences that make all the pain worthwhile. This is the true magic of Patronuses, not the form they take or the silver light they emit, but what they represent. They are hope made manifest. They are love transformed into power. They are proof that even in the darkest universe, even when facing literal horrors that feed on happiness, we can still find enough light within us to drive away the darkness. And perhaps in the end, that's what the entire Harry Potter story has always been, a reminder that love is the most powerful magic of all. So, the next time you're facing your own darkness, your own Dementors, whether literal or metaphorical, remember your Patronus. Remember what makes you happy, what makes you want to keep fighting. Hold that memory tight, let it fill you until there's no room for anything else. And then, with all the strength you possess, conjure your light. Because we all have a Patronus within us, waiting to be called. We all have that spark of magic that can transform darkness into light. And that's the final lesson Patronuses teach us. No matter who you are, no matter what you've faced or what you still will face, you have within you the power to protect not only yourself, but those around you. You have the power to be the light in someone's darkness, just as others have been your light. That is the true legacy of the Patronus, not the individual forms or specific stories, but the universal truth that love, memory, and hope are the most powerful forces in the universe, capable of driving away even the deepest darkness. So thank you for joining me on this journey through all known Patronuses. I hope you've learned something new about these fascinating magical forms and about what they reveal about the souls that conjure them. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, leave your like and share with other Harry Potter fans. And tell me in the comments, what Patronus do you think you would conjure? What would your form say about who you are? Until the next magical adventure, and remember, Expecto Patronum is not just a spell, It's a promise that you will never let darkness win.